My people, it's a beautiful day. You have no idea. Look at this. Do you see that? Okay. I'm gonna show you some more later and trying not to make too much noise. You know, if somebody does you wrong in life, what do? You can't confront them, you can't fight them, you part ways, right? Do you forget? I know a lot of people talk about forgetting, forgive and forget, right? Do you forgive and forget everything? If somebody trying to destroy your character, trying to destroy your means of income, trying to destroy your livelihood, do you forgive and forget? I don't think so. I think you should be very aware. If you've been in trouble with somebody in the past, you've experienced difficulties with somebody, you will be a fool to think that just because he probably said sorry, you should forget. If somebody close to you has done you wrong, there are different types of wrong, right? There is a wrong that's really absolutely nothing, and there is a calculated wrong with the goals of making you fall, whether they're close to you or not. Do you forgive and forget? I'm sorry, but I find it very immature and very unprepared for a human being to forget completely what somebody's done to you. And I'm not saying you should make people pay. I'm saying you should always be on your guard. Because human beings are very dangerous. If they missed you in the past, big chances are, in the future, when they come closer to you, they will not miss you this time. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm trying to be not loud. You're very much appreciated. My name is Zack. Your first time, hey, thank you. Please join us. We like you here. This is where we get the news from Africa. You want to know about South Africa? You're at the right place. You want to know about Nigeria? You're at the right place. Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Namibia, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, you name it, Botswana, you're at the right place. Okay, so please feel free to join us. I appreciate you. I'm sure if you watch this video till the end, we're probably going to love each other. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something very interesting. We are at these places, okay? These three countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Something very interesting has happened. What has happened? Now, people from Mali are being refused visas to Europe because they are refusing their brand new passport. What's the story with the brand new passport? Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, these three countries, as you see on the map, decided a few months ago to remove themselves from a group of countries named ECOWAS. These are ECOWAS. ECOWAS are a bunch of, West African countries that come together supposedly to help each other. In reality, it's not really that. So they have some sort of an open border policy. They all share one passport, but the passport is ECOWAS, but each country has its name on it. If you're an ECOWAS passport holder, you can go to each of these countries with no issue, no visas. However, the issue that we're seeing here, these three countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, pushed themselves away from ECOWAS. Why did they do that? Because in three of these countries, they removed forcefully their president. Why did they do that? Because those presidents were working for the interest of the West and not the interest of the people. So because those presidents were stealing and they were allowing France to come and steal stuff, take minerals at a very cheap price, they finally say, we've had enough, okay? Let's do this our own. They removed the presidents. They didn't remove the president through elections. They removed them by force. Now, after removing them by force, what happens? All these other countries of ECOWAS were angry at them. Why? Because these other African countries get sponsored by Europe. So Africans have a union, they have like a meeting, like a board where they come together to discuss. However, they get sponsorships from European countries.
This afternoon is to explain our position to the European Union, what has informed the various measures that ECOWAS has taken, and the collaboration we seek from all our partners. As you know, the world is a global village. One event in a particular place affects the whole world. So that is why we find it important to come to Spain to talk to our partners from the European Union so that they understand what we are doing and give us the support that they are able to give us.
Now, my question is, if you get sponsorship from a European country, your faithfulness, your loyalty will lie with your people or the people that give you money? You got the answer. Now, Europe doesn't want Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to be free, or at least not with this brand new president. Why? Because with the older president, they could have taken access into minerals and many other sites without issues. They could take as much gold, as much uranium, as much whatever, as much as they like. But with the brand new president, the three of them are soldiers, as you can see, they came for the people. Therefore, disabling European countries, especially France, from taking goods as they used to. Now, when these three countries pulled away, these other countries from ECOWAS, these African countries, block their borders. How? As you can see, these three countries are inland countries, inlocked countries, meaning they don't have the sea at the border. They have no sea. And why is the sea important? The sea is very important for business, for commerce, for exchange. Let's say you want to import things from India, okay? You can do it two ways, either by air. Let's say you want to import cars or meals or whatever. You can do it by air using an airplane. But the issue with an airplane is, number one, it's expensive. Number two, it's very limited in terms of things you can bring in. Or you can use it by the sea. If you do the sea, you're going to be importing things through ships. You can use containers, but with containers you can bring much more things. That's why the sea is important. Now, these countries have no border. Look at them. They don't have a border to the sea. They need to go through these other ECOWAS countries. Now, because these three countries decided to topple the president, ECOWAS countries blocked the exit to the sea and entry, so they couldn't get any goods coming into the country and any goods going out the country. They blocked medicines, they blocked food, they blocked industry. The goal was simple. Let's try to asphyxiate these three countries so that the people come in the street and the people force them off power. That's what they expected. They started with Mali. Unfortunately for them, people of Mali were very supportive of the brand new government because they knew the brand new government was coming with things that are very new and very good for them. Now, later on, these three countries said, because you're doing this to us, we are not happy with you. And the ECOWAS countries say, you know what, these people are being very stubborn. How about we go and beat them up? That was after Niger. This is Niger. In Niger, there was the new government came. They toppled the previous president, whose name is Mohamed Bazoum, and these presidents of these countries were very pissed off. They say, how about we come with a force, because these guys are stubborn, they think they're the big shot. How about we bring a force together and go topple the new guys in Niger and reinstate Mohamed Bazoum? They had a meeting after an African country toppled whoever the president was for the interest of African countries. And these other African countries have come together to organize an army or force to go and topple them. So Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger were very touched, they were very upset because they are struggling with terrorism. There's never been a day these ECOWAS countries say, okay, we can go to this country. How about we pull a force together to go and topple and destroy the terrorists? Never one day they've done that. There've never been a day where they say, let's go destroy terrorism in these countries. But because they decided to topple their president, then they brought in a force with contingent, with logistics, with money. So they were very disappointed. That is when they say, okay, because you're going to menace one of us, if you dare set your feet in Niger, you're going to be declaring war against us.
We refuse to apply these illegal, illegitimate and inhumane sanctions against the people of Niger. We warn that any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali.
That was the drawing line. That's when they say, you know what? Actually, my brother, I don't think my brother is an African. Okay, we're really sorry. That's the truth. Okay, you must remember. Your brother is not necessarily somebody that looks like you. Be very careful. Your brother will always push you forward. It doesn't matter. Your brother could be somebody of a different place. I'm sorry. We're only trying to bring our people together because we are born from the same nut. But the truth is, you will meet your brothers as you go through life, and they will prove it to you. They say, because these African countries, they always call us brothers, brother, hey, my brother, but they are ready to pull a force to come and destroy us. Let's kick them out. Then they say, okay, from now on, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are out of ECOWAS. We're not part of your group anymore. Thank you very much. We don't want anything to do with you. They pulled themselves away. Then they printed a passport, okay, for the three of them. Brand new passport lately. That was to signal that we're done with you. Now, the issue is what? These countries have had people that try to apply for visas, trying to travel to Europe. And the European countries are now refusing them visas, saying that their passport has been not authenticated. Let me repeat myself. These countries' citizens who have brand new passports, some of them even have, visas that are valid from an older passport, from an ECOWAS passport. Let's say your ECOWAS passport is lost or your ECOWAS passport is finished and you need a brand new passport so you can travel back to Germany because you have a German passport, German Schengen visa. You go to the German embassy to ask for visa, or a French embassy. They say to you, no, sorry, we do not recognize this passport. What does that mean to you? It means very simply, we're trying to make you pay back for choosing your own people. We're going to make you pay back for kicking us out from taking, access to your minerals. We're going to make you pay back from all the money we used to make from you. Now, Mali and France have gone on and off, okay? The Malians will refuse visas to France. Air France at some point to refuse to fly over Mali. Mali say, you know what? Okay, thank you, bye-bye. So right now, they are going through it. Embassies say we have not been told about these brand new passports. How do you resolve this? Tell me. What does this mean? Should these countries also refuse access to the French who are trying to come for tourism or whatever, just as a reciprocity? Like, who are these countries to establish what passport is legal and which one is not? Who are these countries from Europe to establish which passport in Africa is recognized and which one is not recognized? If a brand new country said, this is our passport, this is our... So there was one authority, one of the ministers or something, that sent somebody for their own purpose to travel somewhere in Europe. I don't know what they're doing in Europe, but they were refused a visa because that passport is not authenticated. And this is the situation right now. Well, what I have to say to you today is this one. As this goes through, I think the message is very simple. As you try to free yourself from the shackle of slavery, it's going to get tough. As you try to liberate, and this is valid of everything, whether you're looking for a brand new job, whether you're looking for new opportunities because your boss is an asshole, whether you're trying to move away from something that used to be good to you but not good anymore, you are going to go through something difficult. But it doesn't mean you need to give up. It doesn't mean you need to look behind and say, my life was much better behind. Let me just, return where I come from because I'm not going to go through this. Well, trust me, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger will go through difficult time. They're going to make it very difficult. How? When they said, we will not use ECOWAS passport anymore, we're out of ECOWAS, they allowed the ECOWAS people to come in their countries like they used to with no visa. So you can come to our country, no problem. But ECOWAS people to make them pay, say, from now on, your people need a visa to come in our countries. As you go through life to try to find yourself, to find your destiny, you're going to find a lot of ambush, a lot of difficulties, especially people who used to utilize you, to use you in the past. They get very upset with you. People used to manipulate you, to get access to you, to use you for their purpose. As soon as they realize that they cannot use you the way they used to do in the past, you become the enemy. Now, in South Africa, Afrikaners came down the street. These are Afrikaners, white South Africans, went to the American embassy to go and support Donald Trump's ideas, saying, yes, we are persecuted. Remember, Donald Trump a while back said that he's opening the door to white South Africans who wants to immigrate, go as refugees in the United States of America because they're being subjected to racism in South Africa. Many South Africans went to the United States Embassy in South Africa with banderoles, with stuff saying that they're very happy that Trump will recognize how they feel. So that's what it is.
Mr. Trump, thank you so much for noticing that and help making South Africa also great again.
So even though in a speech in the parliament this week, President Cyril Ramaphosa said that forced removal of any people from their land will never be allowed in South Africa again after millions of blacks were dispossessed of their property. So they understand, black people understand what it feels like to take the land. Nobody will see the land taken back by force. So my question is, why does Cyril Ramaphosa have to say that? Like, forceful, land will not be done. Is he doing that just so he can show up a good image because he doesn't want South Africa to have issues? Let me just remind you here, South Africa benefits also from AGOA. AGOA is a project from America that allows many African countries to export food and many other diverse things into the United States at a very cheap price with no tax. South Africa is one of the biggest beneficiaries in Africa of AGOA. Now, unfortunately, many people feel like AGOA has been used as a way to manipulate Africans. If you don't do things the way we want you to do, we take away AGOA. If we ask you to say A and you say B, we take away AGOA. So that's been a leverage that America uses in many things. America, even though they have blocked aid to South Africa, aids that benefit black people in South Africa, especially people that live with HIV, they've blocked that. Because there's this perception that most of the people with HIV in South Africa are black. Therefore, to punish black, it sounds like, to me, I don't know how you feel about that, they've cut off the aid. However, they haven't stopped AGOA, which is mostly benefited by white people in many instances. Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. God bless.